They only breed in the brood box, the big deep one that's in the very bottom. Everything on top of that is all honey storage.
Right. I was just curious if they actually, like, the queen bee allows for the birth of another queen bee.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. It's up to me to interfere, step in, and pinch the new queen. But when you buy a nuke of bees, so it's called a nuke, and it's like 3 pounds of bees. I bought mine from Pappy's Bees in North Carolina. And I have a video on my phone. It was incredible. The company delivers them, and they show up with this horse trailer. It's a box trailer just slam-packed full of bees. It's a sound. You can feel the wind coming off of the screens. It's amazing. I've videoed it. But so a nuke is 3 pounds of workers and 1 queen in a queen cage. And the queen has a dot on her thorax in the center of her back. They use a paint marker, and they use different colors for different years, kind of like an expiration date on a gallon of milk. So you get a queen that's guaranteed for however many years, and then 3 pounds of workers, which are all but replaceable. And the queen comes in this little mesh cage, and there's a hole in the bottom of the cage that's sealed with a piece of hard candy that lasts about 3 days. So you put the queen cage down in your hive. You dig down in the bees, and you get the queen cage. And you put that in the hive first, and you leave her there. And you keep the bees in the screen box near her. And then you take this cage of bees, and you just boom, shake the box out, and they all fall in there. Or some of them, whatever. It's very exciting. You take a big ass box, and you just shake all the bees out.
Boom shakalaka.
Yeah, and then you have to, if you're going to do multiple hives, they have to be a minimum of 2 or 3 miles apart, or they'll get confused.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so the 3 pounds of bees that are in the box with this queen, those are hers. They stick with her. Same for the other nukes. So I bought 3, and you have to, and that's only for that's only to get them established. But you should have seen me with these. I had 3 3-pound boxes of bees in my single cab Tacoma. Me and Sweet Pea, I drove. It's a lot of fucking bees. Right behind me. There were 2 that were out.
9 pounds of bees.
Yeah. So I'm driving like
but
this.
But that's all for 1 hive?
No, that was 3 hives. 3 pounds of bees goes in 1 hive.
Okay.
So I had 3 stands of bees. Went to pick up the bees. Amazing experience. I put 3 3-pound boxes of bees in my little single cab Tacoma, and I'm driving like this. Just like white knuckled. Down the interstate.
Why would you not put them in the back?
In the bed?
Yeah.
Hell no.
Why?
And lose bees going up the interstate? I drove 45 minutes.
You're not worried about them getting out in the cab?
I would rather them get out in the cab than to fly out and be lost on the back of the truck.
All right. Why would they fly? Isn't it enclosed in that thing?
It's just a cage.
Oh, so they can fly in and out of the cage?
No. I mean, they can get... There were a couple that were loose that got out, yeah. I had bees. I had a couple that were loose in the cab with me when I was driving.
And they didn't go after you at all?
No.
That would freak me out.
I had Italian bees. They're like gentle, docile.
Mm-hmm.
They're like the beginner bee.
Italian bees?
Yeah. There's mean bees, like different varieties, but this particular
wasn't aggressive.
Species, yeah. Super sweet. They still stung my ex.
Fuck.
But not me. And for the first little bit, you have to feed them sugar water because they don't know where they are. So you have these.
So that candy gets you 3 days until she pops out.
Yeah, it's meant to contain her so she doesn't go reestablish somewhere else.
Right.
Yeah, so they eat through that little piece of hard candy, and it takes about 3 days, and then she climbs out and starts to lay.
Mm.
Yep.
Can she fly?
Mm-hmm.
I thought the queen bee couldn't fly.
Most soybeans that we
Oh.
grow, and then there's all kinds of theories, but they still can't explain it, so they just stop talking about it instead.
Interesting.
Yeah. But I mean, it's just a fun thing to do, and I don't plan on making a business out of it, but the lady that was the head of our beekeepers association that I was a part of in West Virginia, wintering your bees is where you really it gets hard because there's such harsh winters.
Mm-hmm.
So she would take most of her stands of bees, and she would put them all on a flatbed trailer and rent them, lease her bees to the mangroves in Florida,
Mm-hmm.
like the orange
Move 'em out of the
groves
winters?
yeah. So all of her bees would winter down south,
Yeah, and then she bring them back.
and they would pay her. Yeah, so they
Yeah.
would allow her to keep her bees obviously alive and well fed down there. The bees in turn aid in the pollination of these groves,
Mm-hmm.
and then she reaps benefits in whatever form of honey and so on. And then in the spring, she brings them all back to West Virginia.
Look at that.
Mm-hmm.
That's incredible.
Yeah. And because the sad thing is,
Traveling bees.
business like that is needed right now because there's a lack of bees.
Yeah.
So the
So
groves are
farmers
willing
recognizing
to.
that and doing that a lot?
Yes.
Really?
Isn't that sad?
Why wouldn't they just keep their own?
Well, they do. But it's a lot of work. And I mean, if you can outsource it
Mm-hmm.
and help
yeah.
somebody else too.
Yeah. That's true. That's true.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, most farms have a stand or two of bees.
Hmm.
It's smart too. What's on your granddad's farm? Just cattle?
Mm-hmm. Just cattle.
Do you grow your own silage or do you plant crops or anything? Mm-hmm.
They're doing crops now, but that's more for deer.